So welcome readers and viewers of Embassy Direct to the 10th anniversary series of interviews. And I lived in America for 10 years and became an American citizen. That's how much I loved it. And I have the honor of interviewing His Excellency Reuben E. Brigety II. Thank you very much, sir, for coming to see us and being here. Now, you're new to South Africa, am I right?
I am new as the ambassador to South Africa, but I've been into South Africa many times before.
Tell me about your journey here.
So I suppose it depends on where you want to start.
Well, begin with the fact that you've become, this is your new mission to South Africa as the American ambassador, correct?
Sure, that is correct. This is not my first ambassadorship, though.
Okay.
I'd served as the U.S. ambassador to the African Union for President Obama from 2013 to 2015. And immediately prior to that, I was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of State for Southern Africa. So I was responsible for all U.S. embassies south of the Democratic Republic of Congo, to include South Africa. So I've known the country over many years, and it's a profound honor to now be here.
So tell me, has it met your expectations at all? What do you think of the country, and what sort of expectations did you have, and have you had since being here?
It's an extraordinary country. Obviously, the history of the struggle here is one that I deeply respect. Seeing the natural beauty from the beaches of Durban to the wineries in Western Cape, the warmth of the people. I've also learned new things. I've learned about shisha nyama.
We love shisha nyama.
Which is really, really good. Good stuff. So it's an honor to continue to learn.
What about in terms of the customs and that sort of thing? Have you sort of embraced some of those while being here? Shisha nyama being one, of course, but some of the dances and
Sure. Well, I'm learning words here and there, and more so than words like Salbana, but words that actually kind of have a meaning, or phrases that have a real meaning. When I was testifying before the Senate to come here as ambassador, when I presented my credentials to President Ramaphosa, I committed myself to practicing Ubuntu diplomacy.
Right.
Because I think the concept of Ubuntu is one of South Africa's great gifts to the world. And I've also learned some Afrikaans, Boer Makaplan.
Yeah, that's one of the first ones I learned.
This is a very important concept.
So along those lines, Boer Makaplan, or the idea of working and making a plan, what are the success stories that you're looking forward to? And what are you looking forward to helping promote in terms of that and in terms of U.S.-South African relations?
Sure. Well, we've already had a number of successes. I've only been here 3 months. I was here 48 hours when we received our Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, to come here. First time a sitting U.S. Secretary of State has been to South Africa in a decade. And it was only 4 weeks after that that President Ramaphosa was welcomed by President Biden in the Oval Office. First time a sitting South African president had been in the White House in 15 years. And that was all in my first 6 weeks. So I sort of feel like I should just drop the mic.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, that's amazing. And what other things are you hoping to do then? If that was the first 15 weeks, what are you hoping to do now? You're here for 2 years. Is it 2 years?
I serve the pleasure of the president.
Right. Okay.
So we'll see how long that.
While being at the pleasure of the president, how long what sort of things are you hoping to achieve?
Sure. Well, besides the series of policy priorities that our respective governments have, my personal ambassadorial prerogative as a priority is to focus on education. I'm a fourth generation educator. My mother, my grandmother, my great grandmother were all educators. I believe deeply in the life transforming nature of a solid education. We have a number of existing university partnerships between South Africa and the United States, but I frankly want us to focus a great deal on technical vocational educational training, or TVET, because it's the one part of the educational sector that you can link most closely between skills development and employment. It's one of the things that South Africa desperately needs in order to address not only the skills gap, but the skills gap that leads to the unemployment gap in this country. And it's one of the things that therefore can help to change life circumstances for people.
I think just going along those paths, I mean, there's a massive commercial exchange between South Africa and the US. How do you hope that that's improved while you're here? And how do you think that the skills training that you want to implement will help that.
Well, as you said, the commercial links between South Africa and the United States are already robust. There are some 600 American companies currently operating in South Africa, employing about 220,000 people who earn wages equivalent to something like 10% of the GDP of South Africa. And those companies traverse a wide variety of sectors. South Africa and the United States is South Africa's second largest single national trading partner. And we want to grow all of that. This is something that our respective presidents discussed in the White House, and it's one of the things that we're continuing to work with our South African
And what type of products and services are they that go between the two?
It's everything from South African wine and other agricultural products that come to the United States, American cars like Ford that are built here, a lot of services in banking, for example, that continue to help to raise those sorts of high-level jobs in service industries. Tech, as you well know, a great deal of engagement in the creative industries as well, which is also very important.
Yeah, moving along those lines, I've been lucky enough to work in the States, but also been lucky enough to work here and work in many places. And that sort of collaboration between America and here is very, very strong. A lot of American companies come to here to do so. So just in terms of that, how easy is it for South Africans to expedite visas and that sort of stuff to go to America to either go on holiday or to work there and that sort of thing?
Sure. Well, when I arrived on August 7th, we had a massive visa backlog, which is true all around the world due to COVID almost exclusively. So the average wait time when I arrived here on August 7th for a tourist visa was 220 days. As we made it a priority to address it, 3 months later, that average wait time is now down to 52 days. And we expect it to be back to pre-COVID levels by the end of this calendar year.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, that's fantastic. So I suppose the other thing is that this is Embassy Direct's 10th anniversary. Are there anything that you guys are planning to do to link the celebration of Embassy Direct's 10th anniversary celebrations? The idea that America is very much a promotion of freedom, especially freedom of press. Is there any advice that you have to give to us in this sort of?
Sure. Well, diplomacy is the art of finding commonalities of culture and of interests, despite all the challenges that we all face. And so a publication like Embassy Direct celebrates that effort. And it's something that is true not only for ambassadors, but for all of us that are engaged in various forms of cross-cultural communications. And the fact that Embassy Direct has managed to continue to exist and thrive for a decade shows just how vital that particular effort is. And so keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the advice you'd say for the next decade, is just keep on going, keep doing what you're doing. Yeah, that's fantastic. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. And this has been proudly brought to you by Outsurance. Thank you.